Friends, hello, how's it going? I am on Mucinex, and what a day we had here in the market. It was a Trump day, 100%. This was a day of Trumpy Wumpy. Do the Trump dance, here we go. Literally, if you were looking for sell-off in the market today, you probably didn't find it in a lot of places just because Trump rang the bell today. He kicked off a lot of things. Some things had a rough day, but more than not, a lot of stocks did okay today. At least, it was a mixed bag today. It was a mixed bag. But let's kind of go into. I'm gonna talk a long time about some things here, and then some things I'm just gonna kind of brush over. But here's my thesis on today and what's to come here with certain things. The first stock, I haven't talked about this stock at all, but it's something that I've been watching in the background, and it's CORZ here, core here. This is something that I highly think you should watch. The stock is doing very well when it comes to really getting ahead in their earnings. AI stock, really getting the attention of a lot of investors right now. So I just want to throw this out there. I'll continue to talk about it, but and obviously I'm not even really talking about it right now. I'm just like throwing it out here to you. I've seen people comment and talk about it. It's something I have been watching for a few months here now, but it is growing at a very fast rate. So it's something I will talk about later, but I just want to yes, I know about it, I see it, and it's something that I'm very bullish on. It's still something that I'm watching at this point. So going right into the next thing here, Big Bear AI. Big Bear AI here. Big Bear. I'm not going to talk about a lot. Big Bear is doing exactly what I said I thought it was going to do. It's having sell-off. So this is I don't think a lot of us, if you were listening to me yap about this, we're not like, oh my God, I'm totally in shock right now. This was to be expected, that this stock was going to sell off. Okay, I'm still expecting this stock probably through the week, going into next week even, to sell off around $2.40 even to $2. Okay, that's what I think. Is it going to do that? Who knows? But I think it's going to do that. I think it's going to do that with this. And I just went bullet point guidelines with this stock right now. This is something that I'm making a position in, anything under $5. But this is a 50-50 chance that this stock is going to work out. And if you're going to hold this stock, you need to understand. Don't read comments and where they go this is going to be a $20 stock in a few months. No. There's no reason for that at the moment. This is a company, A of all, which has a lot of debt. Second of all, they need a lot of deals. They need bigger and better deals. They have a few good deals right now, contracts, but that's it. They, yes, have relations with Palantir, but it's nothing that thick right now. We need to see more. Z, we're just the only thing we're hoping for right now is that they pay off debt and they can solidify more deals going into 2025. Now, hopefully that progresses sooner than later, but this is going to be a very volatile stock to hold here. I would not be shocked to see the stock go back down to $1.50, shoot up to $1.70, back down to $1.55, and then to a $2 range, and then back to a $2.80 range. I think it's going to be all over the board here. But it's going to stay in the zeitgeist of investors where they're watching it. It's a heavily watched stock right now because it's A of all, very affordable. B, it is an AI stock. And C, it's in people's eyesight right now. They're watching it. This could turn into something this year, and that's what we're hoping. So it's gonna, if they come out with a good quarterly here and they seal up one more big nice deal, they're gonna move. This is gonna become a $5 to $8 stock here very fast. But right now, there's nothing to really hold even $5 for this stock right now. So this is not me trying to be mean to people, beat this. I'm putting money in this thing right now. But I'm taking a chance. So I don't want to come on here and be like, this is going to be the $20 stock here. No. You have to understand, this is going to be a very volatile stock to hold. But it's something that you're trying to get in right. For me, I'm trying to get in right now to where maybe I can beat the news. And the news is that they capture a big deal. They pay off a large chunk of debt. Or something like Palantir comes in here and says, hey, we're going to invest X amount in Big Bear AI here. Things like that to really drive up the price of the stock. So that is my thought process on Big Bear here. And I have to say that because if I just mention Big Bear, people are going to $2, I'll buy this stock. And then it's going to be so volatile, they're going to come after me. So that's that. Okay, DJT and Sound here. We'll talk about these two stocks first, and then I'm gonna mention two other stocks, which will be Tesla and Nvidia. Really, just Nvidia for a small, just those two will be very quick and to the point. One thing here right now with what we're seeing with DJT and Sound, I'm gonna go right into DJT because I've talked so much about it, and not a whole lot is changing over here. But with that stock right now, Trump Media here, this is a stock that, man, it is shooting up here. I was completely wrong about this stock. I thought after the election here that this stock more than not would sell off to around $20 to $18. It's not. People are not giving up their positions. They're not. But what is happening right now is amazing, and it's very, very, very healthy for what we're wanting here in January. So obviously, this is a stock 100% that moves on news. It is a FOMO play. It is a get in, get out where you can, and it has one more big place here. Actually, two. There's another one that that I wasn't even thinking about here, but there's one big one coming up here. It's the inauguration, Trump, and that's going to be January here. That's going to be January 20th. So with that conversation here, the market will be closed. It's Martin Luther King Day regardless. But leading up to that day, that prior week or week, of the 20th, the 21st, this stock more than likely will be booming. It will be booming, okay? Now, the question is, if we can slow walk up this stock until that point, say by, maybe 2 weeks from now, we get to the end of December, we're into the few moments here of January 2025, maybe this stock is at a $45 position. I don't think that's crazy to say with what we're seeing right now. The stock is moving up pretty fast at this point. We're getting $1 every 48 hours at this point. So, and it's keeping it. It's keeping it with what's going on right now. This stock really started to move here on November 18th, and then the 27th, we hit a 30, and then since the beginning of December here, we've really been moving up here with what's going on. Move up, sell off a little bit, move up, sell. With this situation, this $30, $36 range with this stock, this is definitely the middle ground of the stock. This is the comfortable position with where the stock usually lands. This is how it's been pretty much all of this year where the stock has played around at. If the stock can get to a 40 and above position here going into the beginning of January, that is going to be so positive about what is coming here, because the main thing that has hurt us with this stock when it gets running is that it gets halted. It gets halted. So imagine by, January, 17th, that, or whatever that last Friday is, the 16th, 17th, this stock is at a $55 position. And then maybe by that Friday, before market close here, the stock is running up to like $55-$60. Okay, let's say market opens up the first day of Trump being in office, which will be January 21st, the market's going to be going freaking nuts, okay? We know that. That's a guarantee. I don't think there's anyone in here disagreeing with that conversation. Maybe at that point, this stock will be at such a high range, it could hit a whole new high rate. What if it moves to 70? What if it moves to 80? What if it moves to 100? It's been there before at one time years ago here when it was digital acquisition, and for a slight moment, it hit that $90 range, like 96, and then it sold off. So if this stock ever had a chance to hit a really nice position for a split moment, this is the time in January. This is when this can happen. After that, it could be when Trump will address the nation, okay? That'll be later in the year, so that could happen too. But here's what I will say. You have to, don't get greedy in that moment, okay? If you've got nice profit, take your profit, friend, and walk off into the sunset. Because regardless, there will be sell-off. There will be sell-off sometime at the end of that week, somewhere around there. Do not be naive that people are going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. There will be sell-off, and they will halt it. They will halt the stock. And when they halt it, people will get trapped. People buying in too high. So if you're going to buy in, this is probably going to be your moment to buy in, okay? Because the stock's not getting cheaper at this point. But they will halt the stock, and they will get people stuck. They will get people messed up, and people will they'll get stuck, okay? So take profit. right now, if you're already in this, say this is what I'm going for. If I hit this number, that's what I want. I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put in a sell. I'm going to put in a sell right now if it hits this, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. This is when people get stuck, they mess up, and they go like, well, it's still going. It's still going. Don't get caught in this, okay? We have been in this stock for this whole year. Every time, especially these last few months here, they have halted this stock multiple. They're watching it. They've halted it multiple times, okay? But the higher this thing can get pushed up here going into January, that's gonna make, like, I see what's happening. I think we all know what we're doing here. I think we all see the progression of what's going on here. If this stock can keep getting pushed up slowly, and by the time we get to this inauguration, this stock could really be bouncing on some high numbers here, okay? I mean, this is fantastic position where we're going in right now, okay? So there's no reason the stock could not hit $55 to $65 at this point right now. Okay, like 2 weeks from now, we could be at $45. That's going to be a heck of a place going into January. Okay, we're not selling off. It's not selling off. Okay, even if this stock sells off to $32 right now, I'm going to buy a bunch of it, and then I'm going to sell it here in January when this all happens. So after the inauguration, going into February, I do expect mass sell-off in the stock, but I do expect that the stock could handle a $20 to $30 position for most of the year, just because of the hype, the zeitgeist around the market, Trump, and the stock will just be running on FOMO for a while. I think it's just going to run for a while just because of what it is and what's going on with it, even when Trump addresses the nation. So that's kind of how I feel about the stock. Okay, talking about SoundHound real quick. I don't want to talk about SoundHound too much because I've talked about SoundHound so much, and there's not a lot of new news with SoundHound. But what is happening over here in SoundHound territory, this is remarkable. I think this is truly remarkable what we're seeing right now in SoundHound. Okay, SoundHound, 2 weeks ago, when I was talking about SoundHound on here, yapping my gums about it, when I was saying SoundHound's going to $15 to $20, there were comments where it was like, yeah, I do see that SoundHound will definitely it's doing well. It's still a company that has debt, but it's moving forward in the right direction, okay? I think a lot of us see that. Okay, why you don't want to buy SoundHound when it's 20, 30, 40 bucks, okay? It's like Big Bear. These are totally different stocks, okay? But, you want to get into positions, getting low in positions in stocks before they get out of control. So SoundHound 2 weeks ago, this was a $6 to $7 stock. Okay. Well, then SoundHound started to really get some news around it. We were seeing more articles around it. People were talking about it more. I was starting to see people talk about it on TikTok, and I was like, well, that's my place, SoundHound. So with this, SoundHound, and then Nvidia just, days ago, they invested a bunch more money in SoundHound. So, it got people talking again. Well, now, SoundHound has turned into a $13, $15 stock. It's not letting go of this position right now, which is very interesting. Now you're seeing articles come out where it's very divisive. You have a group over here still going, SoundHound's a FOMO play. It's a meme stock. It's all hype. They have debt. This is not something you should be putting your money into and focus on. Okay? So we have that group over there. Then we have this group right here where they're going, SoundHound definitely has a chance into the future if they can get debt paid off, continue, pushing their earnings up, which they're supposed to going in 2025 here. They're supposed to double, if not triple their revenue. And then you have, people going, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just going to buy this AI stock. Okay. $2, get it, whatever. That's fine. I get it. So with that, you have a situation right now where everything is all over the board right now, and people are trying to figure out what's going on with SoundHound. There's articles right now where they're calling for SoundHound to sell off to $10 to $12. That right there is unbelievable, that there's articles out here right now saying that SoundHound should sell off somewhere around $10 to $12. Okay, that's totally different than what we were talking about 14 days ago, okay? 14 days ago, we were talking about SoundHound should sell off around to $4 to $7. So SoundHound right now is in this completely different new territory of a stock, and people are trying to figure out what's going on. And there's obviously 100% FOMO priced in right now. And there's nothing wrong with FOMO. FOMO makes people a lot of money. It will make a stock, it will make people a lot of money, 100%. So what you have right now is SoundHound worth $15? Well, I mean, evaluation, maybe not, okay? Is SoundHound worth 15 to 20 bucks right now? When we look into next year, maybe Nvidia invests more money. Maybe they capture a big billion-dollar contract, the biggest contract they've ever had. Maybe they triple their quarterlies next year, earnings for the whole year. Yeah, then, yeah, it's worth 15, 20, 25 bucks at that point. That's one reason you're seeing SoundHound getting a little pricey right now, because people are seeing it. They're like, and people know it's coming here in 2025. We're not talking about recession in the market anymore. That's not there. Trump, even today, he came out and said, like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm not going to say there's going to be a recession or anything. We don't know what this market's going to do. We've got some things we got to clean up. And listen, the job reports, the feds are not coming out with good news here, okay? Like, inflation's going out of control. Things are not good out there, but the market's going, January's coming. It's okay. We're pushing into that. The market is pushing into a Trump rally. 100%. What comes after January? We don't know. But Wells Fargo has just come out with, a few banks have, and they've come out and they said that they believe the S&P 500 will break over 7,000 this coming year, which means a heck of a bull run coming this year in 2025. With that, what do you think is going to lead the market this year? It's going to be AI stocks, 100%. This is why AI stocks are getting very expensive. Even when we talk about Big Bear earlier, everything I said about Big Bear, I 100% mean that from the heart. But I also, too, and understand what I'm about to say here, could Big Bear run to $5 to $10 just where it's sitting right now? Of course it could, because it's all hype and no one knows what's coming. So can investors just continue to buy up Big Bear and run up the price on it just because they're like, well, this stock could get really expensive. What if they get a contract? What if they get a contract with Palantir? What if, they work with some other, or they get a government contract, a bigger government contract? That's where things are kind of going right now with a lot of these AI stocks. They're just getting out of control. With me saying that, it doesn't mean that I don't like Big Bear. I like Big Bear. It doesn't mean that I don't like SoundHound. I love SoundHound. I've been drinking the juice and talking about SoundHound here for a long time. It's just the thing right now is SoundHound going to have a sell-off? Are we going to $10 to $12 with SoundHound? Are we going to $8 to $9 with SoundHound? I think a lot of us wish it would. But the conversation, too, with SoundHound here is that SoundHound might run to $20. SoundHound may not care what these analysts have to say. SoundHound might go, you know what? We're going into 2025. We're going with the market. We're right behind the charge here with these big tech stocks. We're right behind Palantir. We're right behind Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft. We're right behind them. Okay? Big Bear is in that conversation too, where it's like in the very back, like, I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. This is something you really have to think about. Like I've said this a million times, being an investor is like being a detective. You can do all the mathematical science you want on these stocks and run that. But FOMO and hype and the zeitgeist of a stock will always price something different in. 100%. Okay? Why am I paying almost $500 a share for Tesla? Because it is a very, very well-known stock with a of all CEO attached to it that everyone wants to be a part of. That's one reason. Tesla, yeah, it's doing great as a company. Tesla's kind of slowed down with their price action. Now, what's coming in the next 5-10 years? Yeah, it's going to be really big. But there's a reason why you're paying almost $500 a share for Tesla, okay? You got to pay to play over there. All right, friends, so that's my thought process on SoundHound. I don't think anybody knows where SoundHound's going to land here at this point. We're in new territory. I'm very curious to see what SoundHound. I don't think SoundHound knows what it's doing right now. Obviously, there's been a lot of people in the company have been selling stocks because they know the stock is at an all-time high. It's the highest the stock has ever been. So of course they're taking profit. And when people inside the company take profit, they start sell stocks. It doesn't mean like, oh my God, they're about to jump ship, or they know this is game over. It's never. No. This happens all the time. Palantir just did this not long ago, okay? This happens all the time. Listen, if you were part of a company and you had millions of shares of something that they gave you the share at $1, $2, and then the share jumped up to $13, $14, $15, you would be putting in some sell orders as well. It's like your bonus. It's how this stuff works. It doesn't mean that they're like, we're taking the gold and we're getting out of town. It's not what it means at all, okay? This happens all the time, so be aware of that. Okay, now Tesla and Nvidia. Like I said, I don't want to talk about Tesla too much, but a lot of people ask me about it. I made a video not long ago on it. Listen, the Skippy of Tesla, what I think is going to happen here, Tesla, yes, has slowed down with earnings, but what we know is coming here with Tesla, Tesla's going to $500 a share this in 2025. It will probably be more than likely in January. Tesla's probably going to break over $500 here in January. I don't think that's crazy to say. I don't think there's probably not too many people in here going, well, I think we're all agreeing with that. Okay, just a FOMO and hype. Okay, second of all, the robots, the taxi stuff, the cars, everything, it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to control and take over everything. So Tesla is headed for even more greener fields here, okay? It's going to get very expensive. More than likely, 2 to 3 years from now, if not sooner, Tesla will be forced into another stock split, okay? A third stock split. As crazy as that sounds, that is more than likely what is going to happen. Tesla and Nvidia are going to rule the world here. They're going to control the stock market, no doubt about it, okay? That is coming. So, with that, talking about Nvidia, just kind of wrap up here. Be careful what you're reading here with Nvidia, okay? There is a very divisive group right now, split down the middle with Nvidia right now. You have, a lot of articles that are saying Nvidia is going to 200. Nvidia is doing well. Nvidia is going to blow people away here. Then you have another group of people out here going, Nvidia is going to $80. There's problems, China, chip making, all that, tariffs, all that kind of stuff. I get that conversation. But what Nvidia has in the bank and what is coming with Nvidia, it's not going to stop. Nothing can stop Nvidia, okay? Nvidia is going to go to $200 here in 2025. When that's going to happen, I don't think a lot of us know. But I am not as skeptical to think that these articles that are being released to where it's bringing down the price of Nvidia is not facilitated by higher ups, okay? As crazy as that may sound, I truly believe that stuff goes on. I believe a lot of these articles are out there to make people fear-based, sell, panic, and get rid of their Nvidia. I would be willing to bet that you're going to see the progression of Nvidia really kick up here in 2025, where it's going to, one day you're going to go, Nvidia's $1, it's $150. Nvidia's $160, $70, $80. Nvidia just went to $200. $210. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. At the beginning of this year, Tesla, people were saying that Tesla was going to go back down to a $50 to $70 stock. That was a real conversation. Those articles are out there. You can see I was making videos. Now, obviously, I didn't see what was going to happen here with the election, but we knew what was coming with the taxi stuff, the robots, everything, the progression of the Cybertruck. There's no way Tesla was going to go to that kind of price action, okay? Nvidia, if you're going to invest in Nvidia, this is the time. I said this before last time I talked about Nvidia, but obviously not everybody can afford $130 a share. Okay, that is completely understandable. But how I look at Nvidia, where I can fit into that mold right now with Nvidia, I look at that as a retirement plan. I go like, well, I'm just going to set up a $5 to $10, constantly every week or two into Nvidia, and I'll just build up a position in that way. I guarantee you that Nvidia, like Tesla, will get out of control here in the near future, where Nvidia probably 5 to 6 years, if not sooner, will be forced into another stock split. So imagine if you were to put 5 to 10, 20, 30, however much you can put into Nvidia every week or two, what that could mean for you in 5 to 6 years. That could be more money than people ever make in the market, okay? Just by selling and trading stocks all day and not really making much profit. Think of Nvidia as long-term, okay? Don't look at this as something you're trying to get in and get out of and make a few bucks here. Think about this long-term. I guarantee you Nvidia is going to shock people here with what's coming here. And I look at Tesla the same way. Tesla's going to, it's obviously expensive, but I wouldn't be shocked by the summer. If this market keeps booming the way it is, by the summer of 2025, Tesla could be at $550 to $600 just off FOMO, what's coming, and things we probably don't even know about that Elon is going to release here with Tesla. So that's a very real conversation. Friends, this is kind of what I'm thinking here with these stocks. I really do wish all of you the best of luck. I hope some of that was understandable. Friday is the last day in the market tomorrow, obviously, and we'll see what happens here. But I'm very shocked with SoundHound in a good way. Could SoundHound settle off to $8 to $9? I think it could. And I think a lot of us are kind of wanting it to, because I think a lot of people took profit. But if it doesn't, it's a very interesting place for SoundHound. Can SoundHound run to $20? Possibly. Very well. Could. It's a very interesting thing what's going on over here with SoundHound. Very much so. Friends, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.